We're holding Brachos. We're on the second quarter of Brachos. We're discussing the pasuk. In the pasuk says, "Azois yisparel kol chosid elecha le'es matzah." This is what every chosid should be misparel at the right time. And the Gemara goes with different explanations. What exactly this time is. So we're up to the second shot. Yeah. Le'es mitzvah zu Torah. Why do you know the word mitzvah indicates Torah? Shneimar ki moitzi matzah chayim. Chayim is Torah. Torah is life. So the person should be mispalel, that he should be zoiche to learn Torah, to be kind of Torah. Third shot of Rabbi Yitzchak Omar, the Eis Mitzvah Misa. Shneimar lemovis teitzois. A person, we'll see what that means in a second. That even Misa itself, a person should daven. There are 903 types of Misa. If you take out the word teitzois, it's Begematria, it's 903. So the Chazal tell us, so what should we hope for? Kasher shebekul and askara. There's something called askara, which is it's just something with the throat, some type of ailment in the throat. That's the most difficult. Kasher bekulim. Whereas nicha shebekulim, as we know, is nishika. So askara dam yiki chizra begavava the ambra. So the Gemara gives a mashal in the difference. Well, this is the Gemara is Matayar is describing here the separation of the neshama from the goof. So the Gemara gives a mashal. It's like thorns, the amra that are in the thorns in the wool, they're being ripped. They're stuck into the wool. They're being ripped out, which is a very painful separation. The Nishra, that they're being pulled back. Or another mashal is kipturi b'pi veshet. That's like pulling a rope through a very small tube. Whereas neshika is damya, that's there the mashal is it's kimishcha b'nisa b'chav. It's like pulling up a hair from the milk, out of milk. It's a very slight separation. Rabbi Yochanan Amar le'es matzah zukfuru, that it's actually a tefillah, an eis matzah should have a proper kura. Amar b'chini by kura, hasmechin eira gil yosisu yimatzu kever, that they'll be smechim when they find the kever. Amar Abba Shila, hadam inchi diboy inchi rachmim afila atzivul b'srais. That's what it says. This is what they meant when they said a person should always be vakish rachamim, including everything. We always should ask for racham, even zivul b'srais, even the last shoveling of the dirt or of the kura is also, everything is rachamim. Shama zutam le'es matzah is a Beis Hamussar. So he says that it's having a proper Beis Hamussar, a proper bathroom. In fact, this is the most logical, most powerful need, the logical pshat in le'es matzah. This is a very basic necessity of health, to be able to have a Beis Hamussar. Tell us something good. The Amr Mishmeid of Chizda, that Rav Chizda said, what were some words that he said in the shul, in the Beis HaKnesses? This is a new point now. Hashem, what does Hashem love the most? Hashem loves the most the Sha'arei Tzion, the gates of Tzion, which means Mikomishkus Yaakov, which means Oyev Hashem Sha'arim. What does it mean? Sha'arei Tzion means the Sha'arim, what's a Tziyonim Ba'alocha. the gates that are experts in halacha, that are mitzuyin, that are marked with excellence in understanding the halacha. Yoiser even more Beit Knesset than the shuls, the daven, about the drashos, even other shuls that have drashos and learning, but the actual learning of the practical application of the Torah, the halacha, this is the most oiv Hashem. In fact, for the day the Shechar Beis Hamikdash was destroyed, originally, I was best able to learn. I learned in my house. That was the easiest place for me to learn, best concentration. But then, and then I would go matzlina v'knishta. I would go daven in the shul. Once I knew, now I heard this chiddush that the Shechina is of the Shechina is in the Dal Amish Halacha only. So therefore, only the place where I learn is the place where I actually daven also. And that's why actually the Halacha also says that if we have a choice to daven in the Beis Medrash or the Beis Knesset, there's more kedusha. We have the Shechina in the Beis Medrash where people learn the Halacha l'maaseh. Even though there were 13 shuls, they actually daven in this between the pillars, which is where Echad Avigausi, that's where they actually would learn. So that was the most effective place also to daven. That's a new topic. We say, great is an enemy, a person who works to earn his parnasa, and not only does he work, but he actually works physically with his hands. He's great. He's greater miyoy shamayim. Just a person, obviously. If the person doesn't have Yireh Shamayim, doesn't have anything, but it means also a person in Yireh Shamayim. A person who has Yireh Shamayim and his Yigiyah Kabecha is greater than just Yireh Shamayim. You have Yireh Shamayim, Ksiv Asher Ish Hashem. But Gabin Yigiyah Kabecha, Yigiyah Kabecha Ki Soichel. The person is Yigiyah and he eats through, his parnasa comes through the work of his hands. Ashrecha v'toivlach. Then not only is he just Ashrecha, there's also Toivlach. Ashrecha b'nim hazeh. Toivlach la'olam habo. Yireh Shamayim. Toivlach le'ksiv. Whereas Yireh Shamayim, just Yireh Shamayim, is obviously something which is a great, very important thing. He has Yireh Shamayim. He has awareness and fear of Hashem, but yet it still is not quite the same as also the person who's Yigiyah Kapecha. Again, the Chayrat, the Forshim, I believe, say that means Yireh Shamayim who is also Yigiyah Kapecha. A person should always live in a place where his Rebbe lives. She calls man Shishimi ben Geira. Kayim Lanosa Shlomo is Baspara. When Shlomo ben Geira was alive, so Shlomo was protected. He didn't fall into this trap of marrying Basparo. But Tanya, on the other hand, we learned the opposite. Ayuda should not live in the same city as his Rebbe. So the says it depends. Right? If he accepts everything, he's kayev, he lowers himself to listening to everything his Rebbe says, yes. But if he's not, preferably better off that he shouldn't live there at all. Pasuk says those that leave Hashem will be destroyed. That means maniach sefer Torah v'yoytze. This is from here we learn out actually the very chomer halachas of Kriyas Torah. How we conduct ourselves in Kriyas Torah. It's forbidden that while the Torah is actually being read from, to leave the room. So Rabbi Yavo Nafik ben Gavra the Gavra. Yavo said you can leave once if there's a break and they stop reading, that is permissible. What if there's a slight pause between the psukim? Is it permissible then? Now take it. That's a good question. We don't know the answer. We'll wait till the Anavi. Now, so now the Gemara says a Ma'aser Shahaya of Sheshes, which seemingly somewhat contradicts what we're saying. He turned his head, the Garas, and he learned. And during Kriyas Torah, he was actually learning something else. So how could he do that? And he said the following. He said, so this is a apology and explanation what he's doing. Adam b'di done, the inu b'di tu. There we increase the Torah, but now we're learning. So the Poskim explained that what was going on really was that since he obviously was ready to his obligation of Kriyas Torah, otherwise how can he not listen to Kriyas Torah? But so since he was Yotz's obligation, and he was in the middle of being Oisik in the Sugya, and he had no obligation of Kriyas Torah, so therefore he Dafka wanted to demonstrate that he's not part of Kriyas Torah, so he would turn around, make his statement, and continue to learn. And in those circumstances, at least according to the Gemara, the Pashup Shot, it would be mutter. It's a discussion in the Poskim, if that's we know it or not. It's one sheet to brought in Shulchan Aruch that yes, we are allowed to do that. Others disagree. Amar Avuna bar Yehuda, Amar Ravami. Now this is very important. Halacha. This halacha is actually in Yonah D'Yoyma. We just started Sefer Bereshis, and we're beginning Seder, the Seder of learning the Torah throughout the year. So this is a very important halacha. A person should always be careful to make sure he completes every week the parsha with the tzibur to learn the psukim twice, and once the explanation, the targum. So now you say, well, what does that include? Maybe certain things don't need explanation. So a lot of words in Torah, there's no real targum. For example, I feel atros v'divoin, even words of just places, also you have to read the pasuk twice and read the targum. Why? Because it's so important that even if you're not really adding anything, we don't understand the power of learning Shnai Mikra. Because the Chazal say, "Mashlim Hashiyosif Matzibor." Everyone who learns the Parshas Matzibor, Marichrin LaYomer V'Shnaisa, he will be guaranteed to have a long days, long life. Making sure every week that he does Shnai Mikra V'Chetar.